Hey Bonnie, how are you?
I'm good,
Nice to
Robert. How are
talk.
you doing today?
Very good. You're in Toronto, are
I
you?
am in Toronto, and thank you for this film because I thoroughly enjoyed it. And I wanted to ask you, when did you get on the radar of this story? Like, had you read Jane's book, or did somebody present that to you, and then you thought, "Oh, this is gonna make a great film"?
Yeah, my friend Bruna Papandrea, she's an Australian producer based in America. She did Big Little Lies and Gone
Yes.
Girl and these other films, and she brought me the book as an unpublished manuscript. But because I know that Bruna has such a great eye for books, her track record's incredible. I read it straight away, and I think she gave it to me, and I started it like in the afternoon, and I finished it at 4 in the morning. And I rang her when I'd had a few hours sleep, and I said I'd love to do this. It's never happened to me before. I'm the director that deliberates for months and drives people nuts trying to work out what I'm going to do next. It's the
Right,
first time I've ever read something and I could see the film straight away. It's like I want to make this. What
right.
have I got to do?
And this is
And
the
and
genre though, that you hadn't tackled before. So what was it about that? The mystery, were you a little nervous kind of dipping your toe into this genre?
Yeah, I was terrified. It's a genre of the greatest works of cinema from Chinatown on. You look
Yes.
at it like it's an intimidating genre. It's also a challenge because television does it so well. There's the Scandi Noir and
Right.
some British television and some iconic American TV as well. And so it's like, how do I make this cinematic? How do I make this original? How do I make this different? What's hasn't been told about this genre? And the thing that was just so clear for me in the book was this amazing landscape. This
Yes.
was would transport an audience. So that's why the book is a New York Times bestseller because audiences in North America have read the book and have been transported to a part of Australia that they didn't know about or they've never experienced before. And so that's probably what got me the most actually was I thought I can do this. I know how to do this. I can
Yeah.
take people there. I'll do it big and epic and cinematic. And
Absolutely. And then
and
you gather this phenomenal ensemble cast, and you get Eric Bana, who I was saying earlier does not age. Like seriously, I couldn't believe how great he looks in this film. But and what I didn't know that I hadn't thought about it. I go, he hadn't really done an Australian picture in about 12 years. So how did you get him on
yeah.
board?
Well, he and I have a warehouse office about 20 minutes from here in Melbourne. He lives
Ah,
close here, and we're very close friends. And for about 10 years, we've shared this office. So we go in there every day and we talk about ideas. He goes off and does stuff overseas. I go off and do stuff overseas, and we come back together. And it's much cheaper than therapy having that office, definitely for both of us. And we've tossed around things. It took us a while to find this film. We did Romulus, My Father together, the film I produced in
yes.
Australia with Richard Roxburgh directing, and it took us a while to find this, but amazing to have
Oh, he's
done it.
great. He's so great in it. And what I love about it too is you shot in an area of Australia that, first of all, we're not that familiar with. It's not like tourist attraction, but they were really honestly going through a drought when you shot this movie. So how did
Yeah,
that
yeah.
impact your production, the locals? That's unbelievable to me.
Yeah, look, it was a wonderful thing for the locals, and I think that we had an incredible kind of, I guess for the locals, economic impact in the town, like this amazing kind of, injection you bring 100 crew into a small town that's dealing with drought and all the local businesses are struggling. And all of a sudden you've got that economic injection. But the thing I've found since then, which has been really wonderful, is people have found it really a positive depiction of that world. A lot
Yes.
of people make their life living on the land, and we take it for granted living here in Melbourne that I can go to a cafe and have breakfast, and our food bowl, is that area 5 hours from here, and people are doing it really tough living there and trying to make a life, and they often feel like they're unseen. And I think
Yeah,
when a movie like this kind of depicts that world, they
absolutely.
they really loved it.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Lastly, I want to ask you, there's so many themes to this film and it makes you really think about a lot of things, whether you should stay in a place or move, how would your life be different?
Yeah,
But if you could go back, to me, I just love the flashbacks and then, going back and then seeing what they are now. If you could go back and tell yourself, give yourself advice 25 years ago, what would you tell yourself?
that's a great question because I've got 18 and 16-year-olds and I think about it too. I think it's very clear for me because, I'm 53 and I met my business partner when I was 19 in first year university 34 years ago.
Mm,
And I think I'd say to my kids, love and treasure your friends. I
absolutely.
think COVID has taught us that, the value of, we know the value of family
Yeah.
very clearly, but the value of friends, those people who, the people that if something went wrong in your life, you could call and, they'd be there for you. And I'd say that to my younger self, know that these people that you're friends with now, 34 years from now, you might be making movies with them and having a bit of fun. So,
Amazing.
so
Amazing.
treat them
Yeah.
with that respect.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for your time today, Robert. Like I said, I really enjoyed this movie. It's so well done. It's beautiful to watch. And, just keep safe and healthy. And hopefully we'll see you in person someday soon. Okay.
Yeah, I've been to the Toronto Film Festival about 5 times.
Yes,
I
you
have a
have.
great affection for Toronto,
Yeah.
and I kind of miss travel, and in these tricky times for us all. I can't wait to get back, and I'll look forward to talking in person about my next film when I'm there.
100%. I'm going to hold you to that. Okay. Have a good one.
I'm there. I'm
And we'll
there.
see
I
you
look
soon.
forward
Thank
to
you
it.
for your time.